So I'll give you a brief background on me so you can relate to what I'm going to say. So I wasn't your career criminal. I drug taker, car thief, in and out of prison. But I was involved in football violence. And what that gave me was a stigma from the police that this guy must be a thug, he's a hooligan. But I'd work Monday to Friday, and then on a weekend, back then, so this is now with me today, I'd go out on a Saturday, think of all the bees needs, and I'd be fighting at football. Your typical football thug. So yeah, I got locked up, but through my time as being this other person, I worked every day from leaving school. I worked for Yorkshire Water for 4 years, I was a CCTV surveyor. You look at my CV, so from the age of 16, always been employed, never signed on, had children, always earned good wages. So then when I've got convicted, which I deserved, I thought, well, I got to prison, do my time, come back out, get another job. Easy, innit? Because I've got a CV that's a glowing CV. But this was all new to me, so I've never been in prison before, I've never seen the drug side of it, the spice, the drug taking, the violence within prisons is more than what at football. So it's like, well, you come in prison to like a deterrent or to rehabilitate me. I mean, I never got involved in prison in a fight, I had a good job and I wanted to keep hold of that job. But for me, it was like, well, hang on a minute, I'm in prison for fighting, but there's more fighting in here and drug taking than these out on the street. That was a different conversation. So yeah, I met these guys in there, I was a rep for you guys, wasn't I? Mm-hmm. So I'd go around the prison looking for potential candidates who I felt would get a job and grab it by both hands, as opposed to just, I'll get that job, tie me over, and then I'll sort this Tempus Novo. I wanted people who were focused, because I've been like that all my life. Yeah, I've been convicted, yeah, I've got a conviction, but it don't mean I lose all my life skills because I've gone to prison, and all the skills I've learned, the CCTV surveying, the CSCS card, the asbestos training, that doesn't leave my head straight away because I've got conviction next to my name. I'm still that person who worked all his life. So I'm looking for people just like that to engage just like I would. So right, I'm getting ready for release. I've done IAG course, Information, Advice and Guidance, MVQ level 2, which is what social workers have got. So in theory, I could have gone for a social worker job. Probably wouldn't have got my conviction, granted, but I could have gone for it. Left with that, I worked with Samaritans within prison, qualified Samaritans, so I could, because not only am I a good talker, you could probably tell, but I think because within prison you meet people who have never worked, can't read, can't write, as you said. So they get someone like me in who's on their level, not prison officer, don't work for the prison, but I can understand where they're coming from. So I'd write just like yourself, I'd write letters, I'd advocate for them on the phone and ring up the tax office to try and get the debts dealt with. So yeah, that was my job within prison. So if I can meet people like that to engage, brilliant. So Samaritans, unfortunately within prison I was in Wilston, about 800 people within Wilston. I worked for St Giles, which was a charity based in Leeds, I don't know if you've heard of them. They do a brilliant job trying to support people within prison and also when they leave. Again, they said we'd employ you, but it'd have to be as a volunteer. On the practical side of it, I had children, so I couldn't have done that. I had to get full-time employment. But there are only 3 jobs in prison, so 800 prisoners, and there's only 3 jobs with St Giles. So for me, I know I'm babbling on here, but I'm really passionate about this. You've got lads within prison packing tea bags. Grown men who, a lot of them can't read and write, a lot of them have got drug issues, but a lot of them, I've worked. There might be for a drunken fight, there might be for drink driving, so I don't know. But then they're sat in a room, 7-8 hours a day, packing tea bags. And I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I'm no brainwave here, but surely can you not get an employer in like Asda and teach them how to stack shelves? Because today, stacking shelves is all computerised. You've got to do an order, you've got to put the right stuff on, it's got to have the right sell-by date, etc, etc. Give people these basic skills and give them to Asda or something when they get out. And a knock-on effect will be, right, you've got a driving licence, yes, well you can go on to the driving side of it, deliveries, etc, etc. None of that within prison, which really frustrated me. But back to me, because that's another story. So I leave prison, right, got IAG level 1 and 2, worked for Samaritans, worked for St Giles, they gave me a glowing reference. I'll get a job easy. Not a chance. I will give you the perfect example. So I've been out of prison about a month. Every day I'm online looking for jobs, asking people, because I've got young children to support, I need money to come in. And it's what I'm used to, so because I'm out of work, I've no sleeping pattern because I'm sleeping through the day, I've no motivation. My children want to go on days out, but I can't afford to take them because I've got no money. Christmas is coming, I was talking to Paul, I got out in November, so Christmas is 8 weeks away, what am I going to do? I've got no money to buy kids anything. Goes to Tesco's, delivery driver, gets a reply through email, you've been vetted for an interview. Brilliant. Clean driving licence, good communication skills, good literacy, mathematics, English, this job's mine. Gets in there, and the lad must have had set questions to ask, so he did say, have you got a criminal record? I said, yes. He moved on to another question straight away, so the protocol must be ask these questions, think about it later. Gets to the end of the interview, he said, you know what mate, I'll be your boss if you get set on. He said, for me, I'll set you on now. He said, you tick all boxes. He said, you're well presented, you put yourself across well, you've got a clean driving licence, but your criminal record. I said, what about it, mate? He said, I'm going to have to tell HR about this. So I told him what had happened, I'd had a fight in a pub, etc. Right, we'll get back to you later, we'll ring you. They didn't even ring me. They sent me a text and said, it's a negative. And I looked at my missus, and she looked at me, and I nearly started crying. I went, so what he will do is, as an employer, they will set on someone who's not as good as me, but because of no criminal record, they'll give them a job. And that's what we're up against. And thanks to these guys, I get a bit emotional now. I remember exactly when it was middle of November, and Paul rang me and said, there's a job at Clipper Logistics in a warehouse. Well, I was in no position to say, nah, I can't do that, it's beneath me. It was like a godsend, because I would have got a full month's wage before Christmas. So if you can imagine, at this moment in time, me and my missus are sleepless nights, we've got no money for Christmas, we've got 3 young children to support. You know, I know for me to say it now, because I've always worked, it was like, what we're going to do? We're going to have to borrow money or ask people. It's like, well, I'm too proud, why should I ask? Yeah, I've been to prison, I've made a mistake, but I've served my sentence. So why should I come out now and have to borrow money when I'm a perfectly fine employable person? But I've got a criminal record, haven't I? So Paul rang me and said, Clipper Logistics, they want to give you a chance. It was like a godsend. I said to my missus, we're going to get a wage for Christmas. It sounds so little to get a wage before Christmas, but it changed our lives. So from having nothing to, I think it was £1,200, we can get the kids what they want. It was like, I couldn't describe the words. I stuck it out 7 months there, yeah. And then they said, there's a job come up for you at Nationwide Window Cleaning, commercial. But for me, that's brilliant, because I'm outdoors, it's manual. I like communicating with people, I like meeting new clients and engaging, building a rapport. Ticked all the boxes. Sorry, but I'm so passionate about what they do for people. You know, I could stand here and go, well, I really, really mean it. What they do is, I'm not going to stop just yet. No. 2 minutes. So from leaving prison with nothing, and an employee Tesco's saying, we don't want you, I've got a work van, a phone, overtime on tap. You know, you couldn't ask for any more. It's all thanks to these guys.